Welcome back. We all know about Arkham Knight's insane modding community. Take this Batman suit, for example. This absolutely mogs the original suit that was in the game. It looks amazing. But what about the mods that actually change the game? Well, that's what I'm here to show you today, 2 mods specifically. This video is a little bit of a random one because these mods have literally nothing to do with each other, but I really wanted to show them off because I think they are so cool. So let's get into the first one right now with a guide on how to install it, because I know it confused me, but then again, most things confuse me. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into the first mod. Now, the first mod actually involves this, the 2022 Batmobile mod. I'll obviously link this down below because this is a key component to the mod I'm about to show you. But if we get into the Batmobile, press the right bumper a couple of times, then press the left stick in and let go, we get an accurate first-person driving experience of the 2022 Batmobile, where the camera actually sticks to Batman's head and doesn't fly off into the back seat. Now, I have actually done a video on the first-person mod for this game, and if you've seen that video, you'll know the first-person driving isn't great. What? Why are we in the back seat? We're in the back seat of the Batmobile, and when we boost, we get further. Okay, brake. It's obviously not supposed to be. The mod is a very sort of rudimentary first-person mod, but this actually just attaches the camera into the cockpit and basically makes it into Need for Speed. This is unbelievably cool. So, without further ado, let me show you what the original first-person mod looks like, so we can have a little comparison as we fly off this bridge and miss that jump. So this is the original first-person mod, which, say, I have done a video on before, and this is really cool for starters. I think I said plenty of times in that video, it's pretty badass. But this is the original first-person mod. It just attaches the camera to Batman's head, and it means you can do a full 360 on Batman's body, which looks really painful. But now, if we call the Batmobile back up, I will show you what it looks like to drive with just the first-person mod installed. So this is what it looks like to drive the Batmobile with just the first-person mod installed. It's it's certainly an interesting look. But again, if we press the right bumper again to get into this front bumper view, and then press the left stick in and let go, we get into the proper first-person view when driving this Batmobile, and yeah, it looks amazing. It does work with battle mode as well. There is a bit of jank to it, because obviously battle mode kind of messes things up a little bit, but it's definitely playable. There is definitely a version of this which is playable, and I think that's pretty cool. Because, you know, it's a first-person Batman game. What more could you want? And combining these mods actually does work as well. So I think we're in the first-person mod now. So if we don't change our camera settings, oh, there's Headless Batman. If we don't change our camera settings before getting into the Batmobile, it just puts us in this camera view. So it kind of does work. You can combine the 2 mods to get the quote-unquote definitive 2022 first-person Batmobile experience. Again, you do have to combine the mods before. You have to be in the camera angle before you get out of the Batmobile and when you get back in it, because if you don't, this happens, you jump out, then you jump back in, and you get this weird angle. But again, pretty easily fixed. Boom, there you are. So that's the first mod I wanted to showcase. I'll link the code to it down below, but let's get into how we actually install this, because it's not your usual mod installation. So to install this mod, you're first going to want to find a DLC folder in Batman Arkham Knight, which has a configuration file, and in this case I've picked 313100. Then you're going to want to come into your configuration file, into BmInput, and input this code right here. I will obviously put this in the description down below. I don't expect you to memorize this and then type it in, but once you've inputted this code, this will make it so using the controller you can actually go into the first person in the Batmobile 2022 mod. I do believe this is possible with other Batmobiles, but the 2022 one is apparently the only one that works like really well. So again, try this with other Batmobiles at your own peril if you really want to, but I know for a fact this works with the 2022 Batmobile, and it is so cool. I think it is also important to mention, obviously, it's you save the file. I mean, you know, I feel, is that a bit, am I insulting your intelligence a bit there? Probably. But yeah, save the file, then once you go back into Batman Arkham Knight, go into it, double tap the right bumper to get into the front bumper view, and then press the left stick in to get into the rear camera view. Then when you let go, you'll be in the cockpit of the 2022 Batmobile. Anyway, let's get into the second mod I wanted to showcase today, which is probably my favourite mod for Batman Arkham Knight ever. So this is a mod that I think I've made references to in other videos, but this is Dark Sheep's Nightwing overhaul, and this basically makes Nightwing probably what he should have just been in the game from the start, because I think it's a pretty general consensus that Nightwing in this game, specifically this game, kind of sucks. Like, he's really cool in Arkham City, and he just lost all of that sauce in Arkham Knight. But this mod aims to kind of revitalise Nightwing, and let's get into some of the features it reintroduces. First of all, it gives Dick the line launcher, which is amazing, because why doesn't Nightwing have a line launcher? It just makes sense. I'm pretty sure every member of the Bat family should have a line launcher, but anyway, this one gives Nightwing the line launcher back. The next thing this mod introduces for Nightwing is the Disruptor. Now, I always found it weird how in the Arkham Knight story, Nightwing gives Bruce the Disruptor, but never actually gets it himself. Now, not only is this the Disruptor as we know it in Arkham Knight, but it also, I believe, automatically comes fully upgraded with the maximum amount of ammunition, which is really useful, and just to test that it works... Yep, it definitely works. So that's what the mod reintroduces for Nightwing in terms of gadgets, but what about combat? Well, in terms of combat, this mod reintroduces his combat stance movement animations. We'll actually, we'll fight for a bit longer here to see... Well, as you can see there, Nightwing kind of has his Arkham City walking animation after and during a fight. It doesn't activate every time, but it does activate most of the times. I've just been absolutely slapped around the face there. But it's pretty cool. It definitely makes it feel more like Nightwing from Arkham City, which I don't think would be weird to... There we go, look, is the best Nightwing. We got the animation there for a couple of seconds. That'll do. But yeah, it reactivates that animation, which is really cool, because again, I feel like Nightwing should have a combat stance. It kind of looks a little odd when he's just walking after he's fighting. I don't know. I think with the sticks, with the Screamer sticks, it does look a bit better that he has a specific stance, as he's not just using his fists. And then the final thing it adds is actually probably my favourite thing. It adds Nightwing's Arkham City ground takedown animations, as you can see there. So here's a look at the ground takedown animations. I had to come into the open world to do this because there was no way I was doing it in that challenge map. But yeah, it reintroduces his much better, much more fluid ground takedown animations. And obviously, again, you get that cool combat stance, which, again, I just think works really well for Nightwing in this game. It definitely just looks a bit nicer, as we can see it in its full glory there. Some people might think it looks a bit goofy, but I think it looks pretty cool. The final thing I wanted to show here is actually something I'm working on at the moment, and I'm hoping to kind of have it uploaded maybe next week as this video goes live. It's a ReShade preset, and it's a foggy Gotham, because, you know, it's Christmas and snow and stuff, and I've got the snow on because I just think it looks better with the fog. It's not completely done, there's a few changes I want to make, but if this gets enough love, I will be uploading it because I think this has potential to look really cool. There is another foggy ReShade preset, which I still can't say properly apparently, but this, yeah, there's a few issues with it in that, you know, when you turn detective mode on, you actually can't see anything, but I'm working on it at the moment, so yeah, that will hopefully be coming out sometime next week, and yeah, I just think it looks kind of cool, you know? I just wanted a foggy Gotham pre-shade, and I'm just working out the kinks for it at the moment. But that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think of these mods down below. As per usual, every single mod in this video will be linked down below. I'll see you all next time. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.